Yo, welcome to MØRRA Audio.XYZ. This is your host, Erica Lee Murray, coming at you with some real shit. To those of you who are listening to me for the first time, welcome. I speak based upon actual experiences and use those experiences as examples, be it surrounding entrepreneurship, fitness, lifestyle, etc. Submit your questions via Instagram and or YouTube at Erica Lee Murray. Ask and you shall receive. Today I actually have a very special guest. He is the CEO, founder, and master trainer of Arsenal by Kenyatta, Miss your Kenyatta Banks. Welcome, welcome.
What up, dawg?
So, this is my very first guest, so I'm kind of geeking out low-key of like, wow, I actually have like someone actually partaking in all of this goodness. So, give the listeners a little synopsis summary of all of your goodness and what you provide to the community.
Well, I'm a fitness professional, and I thrive off of purpose and change. So what I do for people is give them, I help them get a different mindset when it comes to fitness, so that it's not just aesthetics, it's not just a look. I try to focus more on what is going on inside of their minds, and I call it the darkness. We all can relate to something being dark, and help pull them out into the light, or lead them towards the light, and let them find themselves. And then ultimately they become the best versions of themselves. So that's what I do. I make people sweat. I make people cuss me out while they're sweating, and I enjoy it. I'll probably dance while they do it, but at the end of the day, it's just changing lives, helping change lives from the inside out. So that's what I do.
You have a little quote. You speak in sweat.
Yeah, I tell people I am fitness, I speak in sweat, and that came about from a random conversation I was having with my big brother, and it's just something that hit me, because when I'm working out, whether it's teaching or filming workout videos, I'm pretty chill naturally. Outside of fitness, I'm pretty laid back, but once I start sweating, it's like a whole different level. And so that's how that kind of came about. Like, I speak in sweat, like, meaning I don't want to hear you. Like, you can complain and do all these things while we work out. Once you're sweating, you can say whatever you want to me. Prior to that, I don't understand anything you're saying. I don't understand complaints or, yawns. I don't understand none of that until you start sweating.
It's like you're the Kamehameha of fitness.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, so I actually want to do this kind of raw, kind of like a sandwich. So, delving into fitness, when you say that you are more than just like, basically kind of like a shepherd, if you will, kind of just like guiding people onto their fitness journey or within their fitness journey, you also help them mentally. Not asking you to delve into the stories of your clients or those that have attended your classes, but what are the various types of situations that you guide people out of, or to help them see the bigger picture?
Without giving examples, or not name dropping.
Not name dropping, but kind of just like a very brief summary of what are the types of people that you work with, and how have you helped them specifically?
Okay, so for instance, I've had the pleasure of being able to help ex-alcoholics and drug users who already have, quote unquote, an addiction.
Mm-hmm.
I am on the other side of the spectrum. I feel we all have addictive personalities, but my addiction is fitness and working out. And their addiction was alcohol and drugs. However, once they felt something from a workout, certain style of workout, they became addicted to that feeling to come out of their dark place, which I speak about a lot when it comes to mindset, because everybody, even if you break down the word, everybody is different. So there's not just this blanket of, oh, well, all of these people can do this, and we all relate, right? Every situation is different.
Mm-hmm.
In a class setting, there's 50, 60, 80 people in the class. You don't know everyone's story, why they're there, what they're fighting in their personal lives, but they're searching for an outlet. I have a shirt that says, "I'm here because therapy is expensive." You know what I mean? This is therapy, so it's therapeutic. However, if I can't sit down have a meeting with someone to find out what's really going on past the I want the biggest booty or I want the best abs.
Hey, booty goals are real.
Booty goals are real, but at the end of the day, like, your mindset and how you think about yourself and how you view yourself is way more important. So if I can help people from the inside out, it's just the outside becomes this blazing ray of light for people in far situations, just like I said, ex-alcoholics, drug users, people going through a divorce, people who couldn't save their kids because physically they couldn't stop them from running out in the street, and the kid got hit by a car. Like, you never know. Oh, people who have been molested in their youth, like, these things come out when you really tap into someone and show them, like, hey, I really care about you as a person. Mm-hmm. What is your real why? Because everyone will tell you they want the best booty and a small waist and toned back or whatever.
Oh, but it takes work.
That's the easy. Well, it's the work part, but it's the easy part. It's what I know I can do. But who cares about the shell of a person if there's nothing on the inside? When you can literally like mental fitness. You work from the inside out. And then the outside is just a reflection of everything, or a projection of everything that's going on inside. Because there's people who look the part, mm-hmm. and social media has allowed us to just show our highlight to make it look like our lives are perfect and they're perfect, and look at her or look at him. And then you don't know, they might have suicidal thoughts every single day because they're not dealing with the inside, what's going on in their mind. And so I work with mindset shift as a major thing.
But it's also having like a different perspective, kind of like myself, outside looking in, of if you can get through this workout, be it 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, if you could get through this workout, you can get through anything that you're going through within your personal life. I remember reading a quote on Instagram that we get through 100% of our toughest days. I'm like, if you could get through this workout with this cat, like, man, you can get through anything, because pain is only temporary. Not my quote, someone else's. Don't try to, ask me who it was by, because I have no idea. But that's not my original thought. But delving a little bit more into you as a person, what guided you into fitness?
Well, in my youth, I've been active since I was a young boy, but there's multiple things that, fitness was always there, like whispering in my ear, and I wasn't listening.
That sounds creepy.
It was like, hey, this is your thing. And I was like, no, I'm going to go party on South Beach. Hey, this is your thing. No, I'm going to go. And I was doing all these other things, but fitness was always there. I played basketball, football, ran track. I did all these things. And then
a true athlete.
Yeah. Athlete-ish, I guess. I mean, I wasn't professional. It was high school or whatever. But nonetheless, I lost my father to colon cancer at age 57, and it was devastating.
Oh,
and I just, in that moment, there were some other things that happened. I've, been robbed at gunpoint. There was things that just happened, and so it was something that hit me saying, hey, you're here for a reason, but what is that reason? What is your purpose?
Mm-hmm.
And I got a priceless feeling out of helping other people. And once I realized that's what it was, I'm like, okay, this is what it is, but how do you cultivate this into your own? And how do you make this different from someone who might just stand there and count to, 3 sets of 10? Because that's really boring. And I don't deal with that. So, for me, it was just life experiences led me to this, but I had to take my own journey and go into a dark place first, and then fight my way out of that dark space. And then I realized what my purpose was. I'm a people person,
mm-hmm.
naturally, but if I can give them life, like a lot of times in fitness, people say, oh, you're killing me. And I'm like, no, in here for this 60 minutes, I'm giving you life. It's just pain, because pain is a part of life that you can't hide from. I don't care if you go under the bed. I don't care if you get a cabin off the grid. Pain will find you. It's undefeated. You can't hide from it. So I teach or train at a certain level because I want to see what you do when you're in pain. I want to see what people do when they're uncomfortable. So some people might walk out of my class. and that's fine. Some people will walk out and come back, and I know that they're fighters. And some people, it's a weird, strange gift. I can look at their eyes and see who the real, like, they're fighting something really tough. And I won't say nothing the first probably few months. And then eventually it'll come out. I say, oh my God, thank you so much. You helped me through my divorce. Oh, that's what you were going through when I first seen you the first time. And they say, oh yeah, it was brand new when I first came. I needed an outlet. That's what I saw that first day. And it just happens sporadically. You don't know when. It's just something you see and you feel. So.
You kind of triggered two thoughts that came to mind. So you speak of darkness and how you have to step into darkness to deal with everything within that darkness and step into the light. There are those that step into the darkness and they get consumed by it or lost within it, and in some forms of it gives them anxiety or has them latch on to like depression and things of that nature. What would you recommend to those that find themselves caught within that type of muck?
I would recommend one that they spend a lot of time figuring out what they want to do with their life. You know what I'm saying? What is their purpose? Why are they here? Because we're all here for a reason. It's for them to figure that out. I would also say you have to find a positive outlet, because the negative outlets are easy. It's everywhere. TV commercials promote alcohol, or music that promotes drugs and recklessness, right?
Twerk.
So all of those things are easily submerged into our minds because it's coming through the TV or the internet, and it's coming through the music and the radio. Mm-hmm. And so find a positive outlet, whether, it could be Zumba. If you love to dance, well, dance through that darkness. If you need to get out aggression and you're angry a lot and you don't understand why, go take a boxing class or Muay Thai or something where you can hit something that's technically not going to hit you back, because you might not even be ready for that. However, find that positive outlet, because a lot of times in fitness and workouts, people say, oh, I hate to work out. And I'm like, find your soulmate workout. Go through different workouts until you find something that you actually enjoy. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't seem so much like a chore or a punishment, because it's not a punishment. Like, you have one body, one mind, your temple. So, it's your temple. Don't treat it like a trash can. And to get out of those dark places, it's going to take a lot of soul searching. Another tip I would say is spend some time alone, legitimately by yourself. But once you are growing in that, also check your surroundings. And I don't mean like what store you live close to or how close the club is. I mean the people that you surround yourself with. Mm-hmm. Are they supportive of you, or are they uplifting, or are they kicking you while you're down? And that can be blood, that can be close friends, long time, it doesn't matter. A lot of times I say you versus you. This is you versus you, but the people around you become reflections of who you are, whether your good personality traits or even the not so good ones.
Yet there are those that are not mentally strong to deal with their own personal thoughts. So what is a recommendation for those that cannot be alone, that may be alone for a period of time and it triggers something to maybe result in them harming themselves? Those
people, still, my recommendation would be find some people that you can surround yourself by or with that uplift you while you're down, because we all need a team. We all need support. I've had support systems my whole life. It has not always been blood, but I also had to spend some time alone to figure things out about me, and that's why there's so many layers and elements, and that's why I just put it under the realm of darkness, because if the lights go out, or like this whack ass power grid was supposed to go, something was supposed to happen that never happened, right? But if it went dark, we all could relate to, oh my God, it's dark. So I don't know your darkness in detail. I don't know what you deal with inside of your darkness. But if I say dark, you're like, yeah, I understand that. And when I say light, you say, yeah, I understand that too. And we need both. Mm-hmm. We don't appreciate one without the other. So you have to be in a dark place, and you have to embrace that. Own up to it. Don't point the finger at anyone else. Yes, I'm in a dark place because of me and the choices I've made in life. but I have to come out of this now. And that's up to me. And then the next realm of choices or arena of choices that I'm going to make are going to help me become the light within the darkness. Because you don't have to look for the light at the end of the tunnel. You are the light. So you light up that dark place.
That's very powerful. So you speak of having people in your class, and you can see it in their eyes that they're battling something. So say that you aren't in a workout setting and you're just interacting with someone and you can see that they're fighting something. You waited a few months and then it came to light. But for those that are struggling and are having a cry for help, and they are giving off subliminal messages through their body language, like, I need help, how does one go about being supportive when someone isn't actually being vocal and asking?
Sometimes it depends on what that person means to you. Sometimes you have to initiate the conversation. You know, we walk around all day and say, how you doing? And everyone says, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. And I think the verbiage should be different. Like, how are you feeling today? Or how do you feel? Because I'm asking how you're doing. How you doing what? What are you doing right now? And everyone says I'm good, even if they're not. Like if you go to a grocery store and the cashier, sometimes you know the energy's off. They don't want to be there. You could tell. And then you catch someone who's just bubbly. And it's like, oh, okay, well, that person was nice. They actually enjoy this. Mm-hmm. So within someone having, in a one-on-one situation, my thing is I will hear you out. Some of my friends call me a solutionologist. Not a real word, but I use it, right? You bring me a problem or you present a problem or problems, I will hear you out, and then I will, if you want them, I will ask if you would like my feedback or solutions to your problems. Now, that is me planting a seed. What you do or don't do with that determines how I will interact with you from that moment moving forward. Because I know you're not going to change overnight. You're not going to be the light overnight.
Right.
But you have to start making seemingly small steps or small changes for the bigger picture. But if someone keeps beating the same, every time I see you, it's the same thing, and you haven't done anything, then I don't know what else. I have to let you go on your journey because you're not ready. Everyone's not ready at the same time. So part of the conversations in a one-on-one setting is to see, are you telling me all this because you really want a solution, or are you just venting to me, or do you just want some attention? A lot of people just want some attention, which comes with playing the victim role, is what I call. So you could be a victim or you could be a victor, but the choice is yours. So if you keep being victim and once I pick up on it, there's nothing you're not ready.
Yeah, and that also turns you into an enabler.
Right.
That's the last thing that individual will probably need.
Right. And I don't have the energy, I can't put I choose not to put my energy into that.
Understandably so. So you did mention that people should treat their bodies as a temple. I know a lot of women that try to treat their bodies as a temple when it comes to extracurricular activities. But we're actually not going to go down that road. We're going to go down the road of trans veganism, because you actually introduced that to me on my previous podcast. I mentioned it, but I never gave the definition because I wanted the originator to give the definition.
Yeah, before y'all try to steal that, Kenyatta Banks said it first.
#trans vegan. So how did you get into it? Wait, first, what is trans veganism, and then how did you get to that point?
Trans veganism is really just a word I came up with based off of some things that are going on in the world. But I was, for years I was a meat eater, and go back some more years, like I ate beef and pork and all these things. Then I stopped. It started with I stopped eating beef. After my dad passed away, I stopped eating beef and I stopped eating pork. And then I was like chicken, fish, turkey. Like that was my thing, right? And then I stopped fish, and then I stopped chicken, and then it was just turkey. And then I was like, I'm gonna do 21 days no meat challenge. And some people on my Facebook joined me. I made a group. We did 21 days. My 21 days turned into 7 months.
Holy.
However,
I think it's funny that you mentioned 7 months, but go ahead.
Kenyatta didn't have enough knowledge, because I don't know everything. Kenyatta didn't have enough knowledge to sustain my lifestyle and like the size that I want to be physically. So I lost about 12 pounds, which somebody else might be like, woo. Me, I'm like, oh, hell to the no. I don't want to lose weight. So that's my own other issue. And so I just went back to eating turkey and chicken. But something wasn't right. Like, it didn't feel right anymore. It didn't feel right. And then I watched What the Health, and that kind of put a stamp on already. So a year ago, I just stopped eating meat completely. The trans vegan part came about because I saw this article about this woman who said she was she wanted to identify as being like African American, but she was a quote unquote Caucasian woman, and she was trans African American, trans black, I think is what it said in the article. Oh, Lord. And I was like, that's a thing? Like, y'all just keep making up stuff on the spot? And so on my veganism journey, I learned that there's all these different levels to it. Like, some vegans won't kill a bug, and I'm like, well, if I see a spider, it's on. You know what I'm saying? And some vegans don't wear these type of clothes because whatever. And I was like, okay, this is too much. And a lot of the products, whether it's shakes or whatever, will say made in a facility that has, you know, eggs, milk and soy or something. Yeah. So how do I don't know that the egg residue isn't on the conveyor belt and the whatever's going on? Like, there's not something in here. It's not 100%. So trans vegan really is short for transitional vegan, but now it's like an ongoing joke. Like, I'm trans vegan because sometimes I don't know what's in the food that I'm eating, that it might contain some kind of animal product. So it kind of just keeps me safe from trying to, like, you know, people will look at you. We love titles. Oh, you're vegan, you can't eat that, and you're vegan, you can't do that. And so I'm like, well, I'm trans vegan. So it still gives me a little bit of like, I can do what I want. I'm still in a transition.
So trust me, I already dealt with you shouldn't be consuming soy. I'm learning too. Thank you for that. And there's probably studies of, hey, here are some non-GMO soy that you can consume and you won't have all of these side effects and all of these various things. Like, either way, no one is going to be the winner, because I feel like what works for you in your own personal lifestyle works for you in your personal lifestyle. You shouldn't put that on to someone else's lifestyle and say, you're wrong, I'm right. And like, it's like a form of like religion or a cult or something. Like, calm down. This is just what works for me. That's why I feel like I have to put a disclaimer on things. This is what works for me. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a registered dietitian. I'm not a nutritionist. I don't have all of these credentials. This is simply trial and error of what works for me. So with you being a professional fitness guru, master trainer tycoon, stud muffin right over here, how do you recommend various foods to eat for those that are not on a trans vegan or vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian type of lifestyle when they ask you?
I'm really like I'm probably, and play on words, but I'm probably like the black sheep of fitness. Like,
no pun intended?
None. But I am black though. Anyway, but I really am more like to the point in my life where experience is the best teacher. So like you said, you trial and error. I say you trial and learn, or trials and lessons, because you always learn something from it. But I think that people need to be open to change and not use every excuse under the sun of why they can't change the way they eat. So don't tell me you can't eat such and such because you're black, or because you're Mexican, or because you're Filipino, whatever it is, right? Like, you have to be open to change, which will lead you to be open to trying new foods. I don't know what that is, and I like what I like. Well, everything you like right now, you had to try once for the first time. That's the only reason you know that you like it. You had to try it. And so for me, I am more like, if you're going to eat meat and whatever, that's your choice. It's not for me to judge. I disseminate information. You do what you want with it. But if you ask me why I don't eat X, Y, and Z, I'll tell you why. And then you can do what you want with that information. Like, when I tell people I don't eat pork, they say, well, what about bacon? Bacon is not excluded in this. It's still part of a pig. Like, no. And I'm fine. Like, I'm still here. I feel great. And that's what I base stuff off of, experiences and feelings. But I will not bash someone for their choices. But also, don't come to me later if you laid up in the hospital based off of your bad eating habits and say, oh, pray for me. Because I tried to help you and you didn't want that help. So me praying for you, in my humble opinion, is not going to do anything. Because you have to have some accountability to yourself.
I can dig it. So with you being a fitness professional who in the beginning was losing muscle mass, now you have put on muscle mass?
Yeah, I got these gains, gains.
I haven't found any studies about protein deficiency, have you?
Yeah, I haven't found any. I just think that we are creatures of habit and creatures of regurgitation. So we learn something like the little food whatever pyramid that you got in like elementary school with milk and you know.
Oh, they've updated that.
Right, but it changed when they decided it needed to change.
True.
And so how do we know that that's how it's really supposed to be? Well, through experiences. And so people say, well, where do you get your protein from? And I'm like, everywhere. Have you ever seen a gorilla? They don't eat meat. They're hella swole, right?
Right.
I just watched Planet of the Apes. They don't play. But they eat plants. And there's protein in plants. And I don't think now, I'm still learning, but I don't think that that's the determining factor in what you're going to look like. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. And if someone says, well, what is the hard work and dedication? Because how do you know not back in the day when people weren't eating all these things, how they looked? So what were they doing?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I have really close friends who are way more legit vegan than I am. And they say the same thing. And you see these vegan bodybuilders and you're like...
powerlifters.
And powerlifters. And
Hot
you're like,
chocolate.
Wow. Right, shout out to hot chocolate and badass vegan. But, you know, so I'm looking at, I can see you with my eyes. And you don't look like you're malnutritioned. You don't look like young Paris Hilton. So clearly it's working without quote unquote me. So I think that was like an industry thing so people can make a lot more money off of.
Oh, kind of like hashtag organic.
Yeah, you know. Isn't that funny though? Because if you go to another country, people don't say, oh, this is organic. This is just how we eat.
They eat to live.
Right. That's a good one.
All right. So we are actually going to end this segment with 3 questions. I have asked you these questions several months ago, but I want to see if any of your answers have changed.
Bruh.
Because every single day, everyone grows, and they're not the same person that they were the day before. So I want to see. These 3 questions kind of, they build upon one another, and it actually helps me to get to know someone on a deeper level in a lot of aspects on what their mindset is, and also how they live their life and what their short-term and long-term goals probably look like for like a skeletal frame. So my first question is, what are you selfish about?
I'm selfish about my business, Arsenal by Kenyatta, my workout series, the whole vision, the dream, the goals. I'm selfish about that, and I'm selfish now about the people in my immediate circle because I want the best for them. So I have to be selfish enough to, as people say, ride or die. I'm gonna ride with them and be selfish about who really is allowed into this circle. With a cat and dog included. Shout out to them.
So, you've probably heard of Ty Lopez, yes?
I feel like I heard that before. Oh, no, wait. I'm thinking about Brooke Lopez is a basketball player. But go ahead.
So, Ty Lopez, I believe he is a multi-millionaire, and he talks about the 4 M's of motivation. So, the first one is money or materialistic things, basically objects, monetary value. Second being mating, not necessarily just like getting your freak on, but more so like family, friends, and probably, yes, your significant other. Third M is mastery, basically being an expert in 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 possibly subjects where you know all. And then the fourth M being movement, basically having the freedom of time and freedom of, again, movement to be able to live the life that you want to live. So with these 4 M's, what would you rank them? Number 1 being like the most important, and then the 4th M being of least importance.
Number 1 for me would be, which one was about like family?
Mating.
Mating would be one, and that, yeah, not like bumping and grinding, but mating, because I'm such a people person.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 would be movement, because I've been traveling my whole life. I've traveled. I grew up in Germany. I've been all over Europe. Like, I like to move. That's why I do fitness. I get to move. What is the other?
3rd and 4th are mastery and money.
I feel like the 3 and 4 can be interchangeable, because when it comes to mastery, I don't think we ever get to a point where we know it all. So there's always going to be something to learn. There's always going to be an arena to grow in. But for the sake of the conversation, mastery would be 3rd, and then money. Because money does not, I know a lot of people say, get that bag and whatever that means. I don't know. Money does not motivate me to do what I'm doing. It's just a
byproduct.
A byproduct, and it's like I'm helping people literally change their lives. The money will come. So I don't chase money. I actually change lives, and then money comes because of that, because of the impact of that.
Yeah, only imagine if a lot of people adopted that mindset.
Yeah, it would be beautiful.
So my 3rd and final question. So, Kenyatta Banks. Many years have gone by. This is a question that I got from Lewis Howells. Many years have gone by, and all of your accomplishments, poof, gone. Arsenal by Kenyatta, gone. Your podcast, gone. Facebook fam, Instagram fam, all that stuff, gone. If you wrote any books, gone. Any workouts, everything is just gone. And someone slid you a pen and paper to write down your 3 truths that you have learned in life that everyone in this world will remember you by. What are your 3 truths?
Do I get like can I come back in a week? No, it's fine. That's deep. You guys hear this? This is deep. We all the way somewhere under the ocean now. We started off surfing. Now we deep. 3 truths.
And they cannot be 3 words.
3 words?
Some people actually just try to give me like 3 words. I'm like, no, I need statements.
I would say 1, that I truly and genuinely cared about the well-being of people. 2, that I led by example. And whatever, if I'm telling you to do something, if I haven't done it, I can't speak on it. So like a true leader by example. I grew up in a household where it was do as I say, not as I do. And I don't think that works anymore. And then 3, I would say, I guess this wouldn't be like, I feel like I'm leaving a note for someone. That I thrive off of happiness, genuine happiness. There's a truth. It's not about money. It's not about things, material. It's genuinely about, like, someone could just laugh or smile, and it will touch me in a way that is absolutely priceless. And so I'm super chill, but if you ever come to a workout, or if I'm training you one-on-one, you'll see I'm not the drill sergeant. But like, I'm very intense, but I'm gonna laugh and dance and smile and whatever, because that is the feeling that I have. So Those would be my three truths, and hopefully someone would take that and adopt it for future reference. What?
So, thank you so much, Kenyatta, for being a part of this segment. Go ahead and do your plugins.
Oh yeah, follow me on Instagram, Arsenal by Kenyatta, all one word. Same on YouTube, Arsenal by Kenyatta. And Facebook, public figure page, Arsenal by Kenyatta. But if you want to get on my private page before there's too many people, it's facebook.com, Kenyatta Banks CEO. And what else is there? Oh, there's a Snapchat. And it's just Arsenal Kenyatta. The bye is gone because bye. Just playing. But
Girl,
yeah.
bye.
Girl, bye. Boy, bye. Arsenal Kenyatta on Snapchat. Follow me on all these places. Subscribe. Do whatever you gotta do. But and stay tuned for this Arsenal workout series coming early 2018 for your new year, new me. Let's see.
#booty. Alrighty. If any of this resonated with you, hit that like. If this is what someone may need to hear, be it if they are on a fitness journey or a lifestyle journey, or even just like I need to figure out what I need to consume kind of journey, share it with them. This is not a means as to convince you that you need to do what Kenyatta is doing or myself. Like, you can come up with your own decisions and you can trial and learn. I say trial and error. You can trial and learn and figure what you like and what you don't like. It doesn't have to be so cookie cut, but just knowledge is power. What you do with it is up to you. If you have any questions, comment on my YouTube or on my Instagram at Erica Lee Murray. I got you. But please, please, please remember, give yourself permission. Talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye.